Thanks, guys.
So much.
1, 2, 3, yes, sir. You know where they are? Whoever's coming, please. Cairo, we're back at our seats, dude. Finish that later. You're getting 3.
3. 5, good.
All right, there's page 1.
1 out of 3.
No, I got it. Thank you, though. Thank you for gluing quietly.
Rice. I love rice. That's crazy. I like fried rice.
There's a lot of talking going on. I'm pretty sure we already have time taken off of Fun Friday today because of how much talking we were doing in the hallway. Do we need more time to be taken off? Nope. Was anywhere in your directions to turn and talk to your neighbor? Nope. It was just a glitch. So thank you to those that were doing it quietly. I see you and I appreciate you. Some of our other friends needed a reminder. Does everyone have this small little paper?
No.
You're supposed to be taking them down and passing them. So Cairo has them. All right. Let's start talking about line plots. All right. So when we have a survey question, all right, so when you go around and you're asking people a survey question, survey means you're asking people questions to gather data, all right, you are trying to figure out, for example, like what everyone's favorite school subject is. So I went around this room and I asked everybody what your favorite school subject was. All right, so I'm going to have some people that say math, some people that say social studies, some people that say science, some people that say writing, whatever, right? It is nice to have all of that data put into one place so you can easily see it and visually see what everybody's response was. Does that make sense? All right. Which is why we make line plots. So line plots are simple graphs used to help visualize data. All right. So line plots use a number line with X's or dots. That's why I was saying you guys will see it called a line plot or a dot plot, because sometimes there's dots put right here instead of X's. And that shows the number of times a response occurs. So, for example, it says number of triple fire beefy burritos Sparky ate last week. All right. Sparky had how many on Monday?
2.
How many on Tuesday?
3. 2. 3. 4. 1.
You are so smart.
Wait 2 minutes.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Sparky.
Okay. All right, so the first step you gather your data, which is usually through a survey. So remember, surveys, you're asking someone a question and you're getting their response. All right? And then you create an appropriate number line with a title. So let's say I asked how many number of family pets everybody had in the class. All right? So if some people had no pets, all right, I put a 0 there. Some people had 1 pet, I put a 1 there. Some people had 2, put it there, and so on and so forth until I got to 6, and no one had 6 pets. All right. All right. Then I will go through and I will place a dot or an X above the correct number for every outcome. So it's kind of hard to see, but how many would I put if for 0 pets? 3. So I would put 3 X's or 3 dots above the 0. How many would I put for 1 pet?
12.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 12. So then I would put 12 dots or X's right there. Does that make sense? Easy enough? Okay. Oh, not what I wanted to do. There you go. All right, until you have all of your data. All right, and then you're going to study the data to see any patterns or notice any patterns. So what is the most popular number of family pets? 1, because that had the most tallies. Most families have 1 pet. All right, what was the least amount?
4 and 5. 6.
6 didn't have any, right? So that's the least popular. Some people didn't have any pets, or some people had no one had 6 pets. Goodness. Yes, Eden. Well, yes. This is just an example. All right. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Is it a question about line plots or is it a statement? Perfect. Save it. All right. So let's look at this data. All right. This is favorite kind of fruit, and it's a survey of Miss Hardy's 5th grade class. So just taking a quick glance at our number line, which fruit was the most popular? Raise your hand. Aaliyah? Apples. How do you know it was apples? Because it has the most marks. All right, very good. What was the least popular? Liam?
These kids are tweaking. Pineapple.
Yes,
Pineapple
pineapple.
and grapes, bro. Those are the 2 best. Exactly.
Are y'all done?
Yes.
Are you done? Liam is right that pineapple is the least favorite because it has the least amount of tally marks or responses or X or dots. All right? All right. So you can count up how many responses you have or how many students answered your survey by seeing how many dots or X's you have. So there's 21 X's, so 21 students answered the survey. Does that make sense? All right. And you can do some addition or subtraction, right? So one of the questions is how many more students chose oranges over bananas? All right. I would look here. Where's bananas? That's apples. Where's oranges? Oh, over here. All right, so this one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people say oranges, and 1, 2, 3, 4 people say bananas. What's the difference? 1. Very good. All right. How many students, this is kind of a quick trick question, but it might require some thinking. How many students have 2 or more siblings? 2 or more. What would I need to do? 2 or more siblings. Dana?
Just add them up to get 12.
What am I adding up?
2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5.
Perfect, because it's saying 2 or more. Some people had 3 siblings, some people had 4, and some people had 5, right? That's 2 or more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Does that make sense? All right. How many total students were surveyed? Up. Raise your hand. How many total students? Chandler? 22. So I count up all of my X's or all of my dots, and I get 22. Okay? More than half of the students surveyed have one or fewer siblings. Is that true or is that false? Let's see how many students have one or fewer siblings. So I'm going to look at my 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So it says more than half. Is that true or is that false?
False.
It's false. Very good. How many students have more than 3 siblings? So more than 3.
5.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Eden? 4. Because it doesn't say 3 or more. It's asking have more than 3 siblings. So it's going to be past 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Y'all are so smart. All right.
I don't have any siblings.
Do we have any questions about just how to read data on a line plot? You're just reading the data. Okay. Look at the first note page that I gave you. Let me pull it up on my screen over here. Thank you for waiting quietly. All right. And this is the one we're looking at first. Okay. Is everyone open to that page? All right. So the line plot can be used to display data related to measurements, including those with fractions. All right. So we need to look back at our fractions. This is very, very important. Okay. Remember what you know about equivalent fractions because it will come in handy in just a little bit. Okay. But for now, the first thing we need to do is look at our data table right here to figure out how many X's are going to go on each part of our number line. Capiche? So it says the student in Miss Johnson's class measured their heights to the nearest 1/4 foot. They organized the data using a tally chart. Use the tally chart to create a line plot. They're so nice. They already did it for us. So you have your number line, and each line plot needs to have a title. All right? Very, very important that you make sure your readers know what your line plot is showing. That's why you have a title. Does that make sense? So it says height of students in feet. All right? So I look over here at 4 feet, and how many students were 4 feet tall? 4. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? How many students were 4 1/4 feet tall? 6. Good. How many were 4 1/2 feet tall, everyone? 5. And how many were 4 3/4? 3. Easy enough? All right. Do you have any questions? All right. Go to your next page. Looks like this one. Am I going too fast? Are y'all good? Yes? Okay. All right. Says the students in Mr. Rice's class measured the lengths of their pencils to the nearest 1/2 inch. They organized the data using a tally chart. Use the tally chart to create a line plot. All right, and so the way that they're making their number lines is looking to see what is my smallest length that I have. All right, so the smallest length we have is what number? 5. So that's going to be the start of my number line. What is the longest length I have? 7. So that's going to go at the end of my number line. Does that make sense? Okay. So you guys do this one on your own. Look to see how many tallies are relating to each of the lengths and then draw your X's. And I will do it too.
Do we have to make like an X? Or can we just
Yeah,
do
make
this?
sure they're X's. Okay.
Is the line at the bottom
What?
like this?
I think it's just drawing the line. I don't know. Yes,
Can
Ethan.
we do the Bonnie one too?
Yeah, if you would like, go ahead.
Is the line at the bottom is counting it as 5?
What do you mean counting it as 5?
Tallies. What's just 3, 4, and then has a line at the bottom. Is that meant to be?
What are you what are you talking about, baby?
Look, go up to the.
Uh-huh. It's supposed to, yeah, it's showing that it's 5. Yes.
Okay, because I was confused. 'Cause like, why is it?
If you're done with the first one, you can go to the second one. Is anybody still working? All right. Give you like 1 more minute. All right. How many X's did you draw for 5 inches? Everyone? 5. Good. How many did you draw for 5.5 inches? 4. How many did you draw for 6 inches? 6.5 and 7. Y'all are so smart. All right. Down here. Number of books read. How many for 8?
3.
Good. How many students read 8.5?
6. 5.
5. Yes. How many for 9 books? 6. Good. 9.5? 4. And 10? 3. Good. Y'all are so smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Go to the little half sheet that I gave you. All right. This is where it's gonna start getting a little tricky, and you have to use your knowledge of fractions. All right. So don't panic. We can do this. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. So it says 10 students recorded their shoe lengths in the 3rd grade and then again in the 4th grade. All right. They found how much their feet have grown over a year and organized it in a table. So this is the change in their shoe length over the year.
Why are there different?
All right. Huh?
Why are there different names?
It's just different students. Like this, if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
But it
students.
says 10 students reported their shoe length.
Yes,
10.
There's 10 students, Musa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they just separated the chart into 2 charts because they can't all fit it on this page. Anyways, all right. What do we notice about our changes in shoe length in inches? What do we notice? Look at the fractions is my question. Please make sure you're paying attention. You have to be able to do this. All right, what do you notice, Liam?
They all went up.
They did go all up.
And
Are-
some of them are improper and some of them are mixed.
Okay.
Miss Miller,
She left the room.
okay, we need Alexandria for dismissal, but she is coming back, so she doesn't need to pack up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Lexi.
Bye,
Don't need
Lexi.
to pack up. We'll see you in a sec.
For now.
All right, back up here. Back up here.
Bye bye, Lexi, for now.
If you can hear me, put your hands on your head. If you can hear me, put your hands on your shoulders. If you can hear me, put your finger on your nose. If you can hear me, look up at the board. What do you know about the denominators of the fractions? Ignacio?
They're measured in numbers.
Okay, even numbers. Are they all the same? Can we, it's kind of harder to compare fractions with different denominators, right? So what should I do in order to easily compare them? What should I do, Liam?
You should convert them.
I should convert them. All right, let's look at the number line that they made for me down here. Do you guys have this number line?
No.
Go ahead and draw it. All right, so on my number line, I drew a 0 and then a 1, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tallies in between them, okay? Right? Did I count that right? Or it's 7 tallies, but you cut it into 8s. Does that make sense? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, there's 8 tallies, but it's cut into 8 pieces, okay? So draw that now.
You said it's 8 tallies, but
7 tallies cut into 8 pieces.
oh.
Yes, you can do that. Simon says take your finger off your nose. Simon says draw your number line and stay focused. Then wait quietly. Wait quietly, please. All right. Number line, our holes, in between our holes is cut into how many pieces? 8 pieces. It's cut 7 times, but it's cut into 8 pieces. Yes? All right. Which means that each one of these little tallies is going to be what? What is this first tally going to be? 1 7. 1 8. All right. I know it's kind of big on mine. So go ahead and label your number line 1 8, 2 8, 3 8, 4 8, all of those good things. All right. Yeah, yes, exactly. Because then once you go past 1 hole, what is this next tally going to be after the 1 hole? 1 and 1 8. Then 1 and 2 8. And 1 and 2 8. Or 9 8s, yes. Bless you. All right. Some of my fractions, and you can keep labeling, it's okay. Some of my fractions have the denominator of 8, right? Right? Yes. Hi. Hello. Do all of my fractions have the denominator of 8? They all do? No. So what do I need to do with the fractions that do not have a denominator of 8? Aaliyah? No? Okay. Cairo? It's okay. Camilla? You convert them. So I'm finding the what? The equivalent fraction. Okay? So that's what we're going to do now. Jada has the denominator of 4 for her shoe length, and we need to make it have the denominator of 8. What is 4 times 8? What is 4 times 8? Or no, I'm sorry. What number times 4 gives you 8? 2. Yes, thank you. And so if whatever I do to my denominator, I have to do to my what? And what do I get when I multiply 5 times 2? 10. All right, that's an improper fraction. If I wanted to make a mixed number, what would it look like as a mixed number? Ethan?
1 and 2 8.
1 and 2 8. Beautiful. All right, so do that for the rest of them. The ones that don't have a denominator of 8, go ahead and convert them. Do it quietly, please.
Miss Beer?
Yes.
You convert it into 8.
You just keep it as 1. Yes.
For the 1/2, since that would be equivalent to 4/8,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like
Get for who?
for the 1/2. Like
What's the equivalent fraction of 1/2?
4/8.
So what would it be?
4/8.
There you go. All right. So normally when we draw a number line, we do like the jumps, right? But we're making a line plot. So we need to find the lengths on our number line and then draw a what above it? An X. All right, so I'm going to find 1 2/8 on my number line. So that's going to be right here. 1 2/8. And I'm going to put an X above it for Jada's shoe size. Okay?
Is it okay if we did dots?
Yes, that's
Like
fine.
on the number line and then above it? If
Do it above it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And then Priya, I didn't have to change hers. So I'm just going to locate 7/8 on my number line. So 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. And that was her shoe size. And then Andre, his is 3/4, but the equivalent fraction for 3/4 is what? 6/8. So I'm going to find 6/8 on my number line and put an X above it.
You also do dots.
That's fine. Yes. Huh? All right. Elena, her shoe size was 1/2, but what's the equivalent fraction? 4/8. So then I find 4/8, 1/8, 2/8, 3, 4/8, and I put an X there. Claire's shoe size changed from what? What is it now? How much was the change? 1. So then I'm gonna find 1 on my number or on my line plot and put a 1. All right. Tyler's is how much?
1 1/8.
1 1/8. Kieran? Something like that. Karan. His is 6/8. So where am I gonna find 6/8? Over here. And I already have one. Who was it? Andre's was also 6/8. So I just put another X above for Karan. All right. Diego's is now what after I convert it? 1 2/8. So I'm going to go over. I already have one that's 1 2/8, but that's okay. I just put another X on top. And then Lynn's is 5/8. So I'm going to go over to 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's weird you forgot one. You forgot hand.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where would his go?
1 2/8.
1 2/8. There you go. Perfect. So then you should have something that looks like this. All right. Does that make sense? Make sure I went over everything. All right. You guys are going to need to know the range when I'm done, okay? You guys are going to need to know the range of data. All right? So with the range is the smallest amount that someone had and then the biggest amount that someone had. Okay? So on our number line, what is the smallest amount that someone had?
4/8.
Yes, so 4/8. So that would be my start. All right. And then, what is the biggest amount that someone had?
1 2/8.
1 2/8. Does that make sense? So it's not 0 and 2. All right. It's the smallest amount that someone had, and then the biggest amount that someone had. Okay. Does that make sense? Yes, Liam.
Does this mean we're doing mean, median, and mode?
Just doing range.
Dang.
All right. Are there any questions? Yes, no, maybe so. All right. I'm going to pass around your independent work. All right. We're probably just going to have time to just talk about it. Maybe you guys can get started. We'll just have to see. All right. When you get this paper, what are you going to do?
Put your name and number.
Put your name and number on it. Camilla, you can go. You don't have to wait till Camilla can go, okay? Huh? Let me go over it real fast and then you can start. Thank you if you're waiting quietly. Ignacio, I don't think you've signed my board yet. Thanks for waiting quietly. Whenever Austin comes back. All right. So same thing we just did. All right, look up here. All right, Timo, gotta go sit down while I'm doing this, okay? I'm going over directions, and I can't talk louder than the pencil sharpener. All right. So same thing we just did. You're gonna convert. All right. You're going to convert your fractions and then plot them on your number line. All right, this line up here is for your title. So you're going to make a title for the data. Where's my page? Make sure you. And then this right here is what the measurement is. So what is the measurement going to be?
Inches.
Height in inches. Okay, so you do height and then you put inches, okay? All right, you have to decide. Goodness. All right, so based on how many tallies you have, you need to decide how many times, Kaden, you're going to label, like how many tallies you're going to have in between your holes on your number line, okay? Based off of the fractions you have, all right? And then you're going to do the range. So what we just did, and then the number and intervals used to label the number line. So how did you know what numbers and intervals to label the number line with? So the interval is like how many times it was cut. All right. So when we cut our tallies on our number line, how did you know how many times to cut it? Basically, is the question. Does that make sense? Kind of. What's not making sense? How can I phrase that better? A lot of y'all are not paying attention. So I don't know if you know it or not. If I ask you a question, what should you do?
Answer.
Because I have no way of knowing. All right? Then on the back, same thing. So what is the interval? So how many times was each hole cut on your number line? All right? And if a number, and you kind of have to do some thinking, if there is an X in between, what would that X, if there was an imaginary like tally right here for this X, what would that be? All right, that's what you have to figure out. All right, and then using the data from the line plot, you have to fill in how many students had, how many students one student grew a certain number of inches, all right? 3 students grew a certain number of inches, all right? And then you're filling in your table. Does that make sense? All right. So start with the front first, all right? Do your conversions, make your number line, do all of that, and then go on to the back, okay?
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
Can you make them say if you have 2 8s and you can make them into 4s.
Yes, you can.
So you can make them into 4s and
Mhm.
put your number.
It just has to be an equivalent fraction, okay? Yes, Ethan.
When we're doing our line plot on the first page,
Mhm.
we put 56 as the first one because it's the lowest one. And then the highest is 60 and 2 8.
Yes. So 51, right? And then so put your lowest first.
Do we have to go in order, 56, 57, 58?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So 57, 58, that's how we make our number lines, right? So figure out the lowest and then what the highest would be at the end.
So
right.
basically, if 56 inches were the lowest, then you would put it at the beginning of the number line. And then...
Same.
Since the lowest is 56 and 3/4, would you put 56 and 3/4?
Yeah.
No, you put 56.
Okay, and then 3/4 later. Then you would put...
Well, 56 and 3/4 are two different things, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Kyra.
How do you divide them into 60?
Into what?
60. How do you do this?
Well, some of you guys put your journal away, and I highly recommend that you take it back out. All right. What's not making sense?
I think they're saying how do you divide it into...
Okay. All right. Let me do it with y'all.
I think that's what they're trying to say. I got it.
Lowest.
Well, figure out what your lowest is and then what your highest is.
So 56. All right. What is my highest on my number line? Or on my table?
60.
It's not 60 and what?
2 8s.
All right. 60 and 2 8s. It goes over 60. So my next one my highest needs to be what?
61.
61. All right. Let's see how many's in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. I could do it in halves, all right? Or I could do it in eighths, but I'm probably not going to have enough room if I try and have 8 tallies in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 57. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 58. Is that going to work? No. Let's see if it'll work if I do it in fours. So 56. 1, 2, 1, 4. 57. 1, 4. 2, 4, 2, 4. 58. 1, 4, 2, 4. 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. 59. 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4.
What do you do with the line?
1, 2, 3. Did that work? So what am I going to convert all of my fractions to have the denominator of what? Anybody?
Fourths.
Fourths. Does that make more sense?
Yes.
Good practice. You need to be able to do this.
What do you do with the top and bottom?
I've already said that. This is your title, all right? And this is your measurement. So what is the measurement going to be, everyone? Height in inches.
Can we start?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.